several workshops with teachers on pandemic protection protocols. Thank you. Is the action taken by North Macedonia related to revise the directive, European directive for water. Having in the mind that this revised drinking water directive was done in December last year and entered in force was on 12 January this year, North Macedonia worked on to transpose it into national legislation, and in that direction and working on revised directive with accent to ensure better access to water, particularly for vulnerable and marginalized groups, and for the wash in the school. Also, we take the measure to promote tap water, including in public space and restaurants, to reduce plastic bottle consumption, and we try to update all of this in the already exist rule book of drinking water, spring water, and bottled water safety that exists since that is done in 2018, and its leading role has Food and Veterinary Agency and Public Water Supply Enterprise, as well as other stakeholders. We try and we expect that the new rulebook will be fully harmonized with the revised EU directive. Next slide, please. North Macedonia have taken the measure necessary to ensure that the quality of water intended for human consumption comply with the EU directive. In that way, there are the regular monitoring through the Institute for Public Health and network of Center for Public Health. In our country exists 10 centers, and with their laboratory in the country. There are 6 accredited laboratories in the Institute for Public Health and in the Center for Public Health, and they are in Tetovo, Kočani, Kumanovo, Bitola, and Skopje, and 5 certified by the Ministry of Health. They are sufficient to handle all the analysis needed under this directive, and there is an accredited laboratory under the premises of the Public Water Supplies Enterprise called the Vodovod and Kanalizacija Skopje, and they perform laboratory investigation from the water supplying network in Skopje according to the law on accreditation. Parameters totally comply with the directive ones, and sampling frequency totally complied with the directive for water. Next slide, please. The very often question, especially now during the pandemic, is the failure meet the drinking water standards. And I can say that the public water supply enterprise are obliged to take remedial measures as soon as possible when failure occur. If there are improper results of drinking water, the water consumption is stopped to use, and it's noticed by the Center for Public Health or Institute for Public Health to the Food and Veterinary Agency. Consumers are informed promptly by the Center for Public Health or Institute for Public Health and Food and Veterinary Agency related to the possible health risk through public media and public water supply enterprise. The article of the water supply 44, 46, 48 explain the way of fulfilling the obligation of relevant authority, and consumers are informed by Food and Veterinary Agency in cooperation with Center for Public Health or Institute for Public Health through the public media with assistance of Crisis Management Center. I only want here to add that in the working group that they work on update the new reverse directive, work a wide group of experts, including also the civil society organization for the first time. Thank you.